If you are looking to get traffic to your website, I'll show you 5 ways that you can do it. The first one is organic search traffic. Now, organic traffic for most websites that I've seen is the largest contributor for traffic. And this is the first point that I would want to take. Now, organic traffic primarily means the traffic coming from search engines such as Google, Yahoo, Bing, and others. Now, what a search engine does is people who are searching for a particular query are pointed to your website whenever the search engine finds that your content serves that query better. So this way, optimizing your content for search queries will help you get organic traffic. So if you are looking to get more traffic, the first place I would want you to take a look is your Google Search Console. When you look at your Google Search Console, you would get queries that primarily get people from search engines to your website. Now, if these are relevant to your blog, your niche, or even say your news website, you can create more of these content pieces which will help Google serve audiences your way. You can also look at SEO to ensure that your page ranks higher in the SERP listing. What this does is if your page ranks higher, you're going to get more traffic for someone who's searching for a particular query. Optimizing for organic search also requires your website optimization. For example, a website that loads quickly, does not have errors in loading, and does not have redirects in, say, a particular page from one page to another, that is preferred by Google when it serves audiences for these queries. So that is one way of getting a lot of traffic from organic. I'll tell you this, organic traffic will take some time to build, but building this is definitely going to open the funnel when it comes to bringing in traffic. And number 2 is direct traffic. Now, direct traffic, if you break that word, is traffic that comes to your website directly. In this, your content game is everything. If you are in a particular niche, say for example, if you are in the sports niche and you are covering cricket, the more articles, in-depth articles you write about cricket are more likely to help you generate direct visitors. Let's take sports for example, cricket niche like I said. You can have match updates, you can have opinion pieces, you can also have facts posted on a regular basis. Now, when people visit your website, even as organic users, finding these in-depth content on your website will give them a sense of, hey, this website has got all the information that I need about cricket, and they're more likely to visit you the next time directly by simply putting in your URL onto the browser and hitting enter instead of Google. So what you've essentially done is you've converted your flyby visitor into a direct visitor. Now this ensures that you are having the loyalty of your reader for a much longer time, and this primarily comes from one, expertise in the content you post. So if you are a sports journalist, you will be able to bring out different angles, different in-depth analysis, which will be unique to your website, and that is going to drive your direct traffic. So direct traffic is again a slightly longer game, but it will help you build your traffic over time. Having good direct traffic is more important than organic traffic because you're not dependent on any other entity to send traffic your way. Direct traffic is your owned audience. You have access to them at all points. Point number 3, social media traffic. Now, as a website, if you are, say, a sports website, if you are a news publisher, or even if you have multiple products that you are putting up on sale, having your presence on social media is very, very important. And each social media has its own different way of dealing with, say, your audience, your followers, and driving them to your website. So let's go over social media platforms one by one. For example, if you have multiple content pieces on your website already, it is a very good practice to repurpose them. Now, when you're repurposing this content, you're basically repackaging them for different social media platforms. You will package it differently for Twitter because you have a 280 character limit, so you will need to be very concise, or you'll have a Twitter thread that you can go on with. Facebook is again different. Instagram is visually heavy. So say for example, if you have a catchy image that goes in the article, you can use that on Instagram. It can act as a hook to get relevant users on from Instagram to your website. YouTube again is different, but I'm going to talk about YouTube slightly later. So when you're repurposing content onto social media platforms, you can highlight a particular point or use the most popular medium for the platform. Like I said, images for Instagram. So that can be used to hook the audience. You can post relevant content in the caption to bring users to your website. On Instagram, if you are using Instagram stories, you now have the possibility to add a link to your stories as well, which will ensure that you are broadening the funnel when it comes to catching users and directing them to your website. Now, while I'm on the topic of social media, YouTube is a huge social media platform. I would also go on to say that YouTube is pretty much like Google search, but for video. Now, with traffic moving away from text-based articles and going towards video-based content, I think optimizing for YouTube is going to be a great way for you to direct your traffic to your website. Say, for example, if you have articles on sports, cricket again, as an example, you can convert it into a video format. Now, this will ensure that you are gathering new people that are searching for sports related content or cricket related content on YouTube. Now, the advantage here is, now when people are searching for it on Google, if the video you've created is relevant to them, Google will show the YouTube snippet to them right on the SERP page. And that's a great way of capturing audience. Another commonly used way that you can explore is Quora and Reddit. Now, Quora and Reddit have multiple questions that people usually ask about various different things. If you find questions relevant to your niche or relevant to the topics that you've covered, or for example, the article that you've recently written covers a particular question that has been very popular on Reddit or Quora, you can answer them and slowly slip in a link to your article for someone who's interested to have an in-depth look. These are other ways, or rather off-page ways of driving traffic to your website. So when you're answering the query on Quora or Reddit, you can also slip in a link to the article so that someone who is interested to know about more or wants to research more about it can click that link and visit your website. Now, this is an off-page SEO way of driving traffic to your website. Now, if you're looking at literally the fastest way to get people to your website, the answer is push notifications. But you will have to spend time in acquiring subscribers, and that can take longer. Now, push notifications are notifications that you get either in your web browser or on your smartphone. Usually, publishers send out a push notification with a link of their article. Users who are interested or curious about the topic click on the notification and visit the website to read the content. Push notifications are a great way to drive traffic to any particular page or even a particular section on your website. But this would require you to set up a push notification service. In my experience, Isoto is one service that caters primarily to news and media publishers. It has multiple other products as well that news publishers can opt for. Do check them out. And my final point would be email newsletters. Now, similar to push notifications, email newsletters allow you to reach to your audience directly. There's no middleman in between. That way, you can send emails with multiple links of articles that you have posted, and that way your subscribers can click on articles that are relevant to them and consume it. This creates traffic that comes directly from an email, or rather the inbox, to your website. As a good practice, I would say you can have a steady schedule of sending out email newsletters. That way, your audience is going to be used to it. As a news publisher, a good practice would be sending it every day at the end of the day. Say, for example, 7 or 8 p.m. when your subscriber has probably retired for the day, they can get a gist of all the big events that happened in the day. This is a good practice to build mindshare with your audience. So that way, whenever you're sending your email newsletter, your audience knows what is coming in the newsletter. And it's a good practice for you to filter out the most important events at the top. And if you are into segmenting your audiences, you can target them better. So if you are a news publisher that caters to general news, business news, entertainment, and sports, it would be a great idea for you to segment your audience. And that way, you're going to be able to deliver the most relevant articles to them. And this, I've seen, also results in a huge gain when it comes to clicks and driving traffic to your website. So these were some of the common methods that you can use to drive traffic to your website. Do you have something out of the ordinary? Put them down in the comments and help the community out. I'll see you in the next one.